Hey guys, so in this video I want to talk about a problem of homelessness which is going on in the world, and it's getting worse now with the situation that we are facing with Corona. A lot of people have either lost their jobs or just got into difficult situations because the world just does not run the same way as it used to, and more people end up on the streets. And this is going on all over the place, right? I've seen reports of so many places, and even then, even before the situation that we have now, there were people on the streets, and everyone's situation is so different. We cannot generalize as to what the personal reasons of these people are. But I also want to tell you that it is a huge misunderstanding, thinking that all these people just have problems with drugs or something like that. Because as much as there are people who got on the streets because of the mistakes they've made, because of things like drugs and other things that got them there, there are also people who have degrees, who are doctors, who are lawyers, and even they end up on the streets, especially nowadays with the situation that we have. And a lot of the time, the truth is that there are just too many houses or apartments that are ridiculously expensive, right? And again, it's hard to generalize because every country is different, and there are cities where the housing is more expensive and there are places where it's cheaper. But it doesn't really matter, because when we think about this certain place, then the payment that people get is also kind of relatable to the price of the housing. So the places where the housing is more expensive, people get higher salaries than the people who live in an area where housing is cheaper, and so their salary is cheaper, right? So it's relatable depending on the place. But the fact is that a lot of people are not able to afford their living, and they end up on the streets, and it's horrible. It's horrible to be on the streets, right? You cannot take care of your hygiene. It can be cold or hot. Then there are problems like insects or rats, and then people get diseases and all that. And it's horrible for someone to get in such a place. And also it is a shame that people who do have degrees, who can help others, who can be valuable to the society, end up on the streets, and then things get really bad. And I was just thinking that it's a shame, because to me this problem could easily be solved. It's just that the situation, the system that we are in is not exactly created to take care of people, okay? I'll just put it this way. The system that we have now is like you're supposed to survive and just survive, and if you're lucky, you're lucky. But the situation is different, and unfortunately there are also a lot of people on the streets who have certain disabilities, and they just can't participate in the race. And to be honest, they shouldn't have to, okay? The system that we are in is inhumane. And to me, it's a human right to have a shelter. It's a human right to have housing. And with so many empty apartments and houses all over the place, to me, it just does not make sense how people end up on the streets. Because, and it doesn't matter, it's everywhere, it's always like that. And I know that there are non-profit organizations and people who are taking care of that, but it's not enough, because more and more people are getting on the streets, and we just see how the system that we are in is just not a good system. It's not a humane system. So, you know, it's a human right to have a shelter. It's a human right to be able to take a bath. It's a human right to be able to have such things as heating if when it's cold, or electricity, you know, gas to be able to make food. Like these things, they are supposed to be a human right in the world that we are in the age that we are in. Because what happens is that for a lot of people who end up on the streets, you know, they struggle to pay their bills. And it's like people are forced to survive just to pay their bills. It's just like literally forced to survive. Forced to, you know, I don't even know how to call it, but people really need to work hard to be able to support something that is supposed to be a human right. And, you know, there are so many those new buildings, apartments that are being built all over the place, and it's wonderful, you know, beautiful houses are wonderful, and you know, it's all great, but it does not make sense to have all those apartments empty and all those people outside, you know, getting diseases and struggling to survive, you know, not being able to afford those beautiful homes. Then, you know, what's the point of building them? So I guess I just want to raise awareness of everyone, not to ignore people who are on the streets. Because unfortunately, you know, there's this myth that they're either like drunkards or they're drug addicts, which actually is not the case. And a lot of people, they actually have disabilities, and hence they may look like they, you know, have an addiction or something, but they may just have a mental disability, and it's true. And these people need to, you know, we need to take care of these people. And it's our responsibility to take care of everyone, right? What are the governments doing? My question would be, but I guess, yeah, just please think about it. If there is a way that anyone could help or support this problem, then it would be wonderful, because it's like no one wants to end up in such a situation, but you know, it really doesn't matter what you are. I mean, you can be a lawyer, you can be on the street, but it is our human responsibility, and it is our human right to take care of each other. So yeah, just please think about it. Don't be ignorant. Help others, and you will be helped in your time of need. Okay, so yeah, I guess in this video I will just leave this here, and I will see you in another video.